おはよう、はじめまして。私の名前はクリスです。これは何ですか？ SS アトス。本当にどうやって説明します。あなたにミスるね。Hi everyone, new name here, playing my favorite game, Watcher of Realms. And I'm just practicing some Japanese with anybody that speaks or understands the language. And I'm saying, what is this? I have an SS auto for the Sands of Wrath Wasteland Titan boss. Well, let's do the auto because I've been fortunate enough that whatever I've done, this auto has continuously provided the exact same score, which was good enough for an SS. So I'm going to explain a little bit of it here, and then we'll do a manual run, and then I'll show you the gear. But I've used my favorite strategy for these kind of stages, and I call it a healer sandwich. So I have Vortex in the middle facing down, and he's able to cover everybody. That is one of my heroes. And Hollow is the same, but she's the bottom piece of bread, holding the meat inside of the healer sandwich. So I've recently pulled Ferssi, also an A1 Ferssi. So I brought him into the mix to try it out, see what's happening here. He's not really fully skilled, so he's not doing too bad. Then I have Elowyn, and if you don't know about Elowyn, you can see these orange squares. When she uses her ultimate, she expands her zone. All right, so Elowyn also has a cleanse when she uses her ultimate. So here's Nissandei, an unsung hero for this. I just recently 6-starred her, and that's how I was able to push to my best here. And then same with Midan. I just brought her up to 6-star promotion today as well. And with her ultimate, she does the same thing as Elowyn. She provides a cleanse. So you'll notice how I have my Midan facing horizontally to the left. And I purposely ignore these top corner statues. I want them to die as soon as possible. I don't want Nissandei to have any of her bounce heal wasted on these statues. This is the most effective strategy that I have. I haven't really researched much. I have some of the best heroes for this. I don't have a Sadie, obviously, but as you're noticing, with only 5 statues remaining up, it's going to be 1272728 every time in this gear. For me, that's plenty good enough. I really love this game. I love the varied strategies that you can come up with. And I discovered this the first time this came out because I didn't really have 6-star heroes that were healers. I only had Vortex and Elowyn at the time. And I'm like, they keep dying. Then I realized something. Like, if you want to see the numbers, that's why I'm showing you this for the healing, okay? But like, you've got Nissandei coming in pretty hot there, man. That's pretty decent at 3rd place overall. But what makes this happen for me was I put everyone, even in my attack-based healers, I put them in HP main stats if I could. I don't have enough HP main stat gear to do it on every item for every healer, so I changed it to defense. And I'll show you the gear after this, but I'm going to do a manual run. Hopefully I put it down the exact same way, but I'm going to mess around with the timing of the ultimates as I probably struggle to achieve a similar score while I'm yapping. And the blather and prattle makes this more of a challenge and fun for me because obviously now I don't really have a need to do this anymore. I'm pretty certain I'm not going to be able to get up to SS plus. So I'm done. I don't have to come back here anymore. If you like these Codex bosses, then that's wonderful news. Keep trying, mess around, different placements, whatever you got to do to keep the game fun. So I picked up, I think I'm at like 4,700 coins in total for the shop. And I'm going to wait to see what's coming, but I'm probably going to buy a bunch of the ancient charts. I'd really like to pick up a Twin Fiend. And I recently 3-starred stage 12 of the Cultist faction trial today. So I only really need Twin Fiend. Anyways, let me stay focused. I'm going to put it on ×2 just to get into the next phase. You'll see here, like, you don't have to use any ultimates. There's no point in it. I don't have anybody in Soulbound Arcana. There's no stacks I'm trying to get going. Immediately right here, I'm going to use Vortex's ultimate before the boss comes out. That way he's healing multiple targets already. And the idea for me is to stay on top of the lower health HP of these inside statues, these 5, okay? the top two corners, I don't care. I'd rather them die as soon as possible. The sooner the better. If you're fortunate enough to have an Elowyn, her woodland elf, her buddy that I call it, that you put down is going to help you immensely. Her elf does not cleanse, but it definitely pumps out some nice heals when you need them. So I'm going to show you the debuff that comes. The anti-heal stack comes from this Roar of Sands. Let the boss put it on first. Okay? Then use your cleanse ultimates to cleanse the healing debuff off of the Iona statues. And you'll notice that when they're purple and then you've cleansed them, they heal a lot faster. Now you can also cycle. If you're fortunate like I am, I have two cleansers, so I don't have to use both at the same time. I like to, but you don't have to. So Roar of Sands is coming. There's going to be a heal debuff placed on all of these statues. I'm going to use Elowyn, who's going to cleanse 4 of them. And you'll notice this one that's purple here is all of a sudden getting regular heals. And I don't know about you, but 150,000 heal came from Elowyn, who's an attack-based healer that I have in HP gear. The reason you can get away with using HP gears on all of your healers here is because the statues they're healing, the targets, have such a high HP pool that you're always going to get a massive heal on them. The whole idea of this codex is to keep your healers alive. They're always going to get a heal off. The heal is always going to be plenty enough to get easy S clears. If you've got all 6-star healers, it's even easier. But if you can get them all to at least 30,000 HP, you're going to get A plus, no matter who your healers are. If your heroes have 30,000 HP. So you'll notice now I lost an extra statue than I normally would because I'm doing different timings with the ultimates as I'm describing what I'm doing with you. So see how this healing debuff is on that statue. Okay, so the statue's getting healed for, I think it's 105,000 it got hit for. There's no heal going on, 135,000 heal. Okay, so now I'm going to cleanse that statue with Elowyn. And you should see a significant difference afterwards, depending who's launching the heal, obviously. So 142k heal on that statue that didn't have a debuff. So I believe once they get below that 50% mark where that arrow is in the middle, that's when they become incapacitated. They're not doing any damages. All right. I'm not showing you the exact timings for the ultimates. It's much easier, obviously, if I'm not talking about this, but always pay attention to this Roar of Sands. This is what ends your fight, is that healing debuff. The longer the statues have a healing debuff, the more stress on your healers to get them back up instead of keeping each other alive. And that's what kills your run, is when you're down to 4 statues as well, you're not doing as much damage as quickly. So you might actually run the time out. And I've done that before, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. If your goal is to get an S, this is an easy way to get an S. It's kind of like a cheese strategy. But I think if you look at some of the people on the leaderboards, more than likely they have, Awaken 5 Sadies maybe, but I bet you all of their heroes that they use here are in HP main stat as best as they can, and probably Invigoration set, I'd imagine. I think I only have one hero in an Invigoration set here. So again, I'm just showing you some of the timings of when the boss is going to be doing its Roar of Sands. It's the second ability every time. Okay. Obviously, I can do an SS run on this. I have it set on auto. It will never fail. As long as I have these gears on these heroes, it's going to pass every single time. All right. So let's take a quick look in here, and you'll see the damages that these statues take. Like they're taking 600 million damage. You can imagine, your healers aren't healing for that amount. In total, not a chance. But again, even just messing around like the Ferssi is the lowest healer for my output. However, the Ferssi that I have, like I said, I just pulled the hero and it's not skilled up whatsoever. So we're going to go into the heroes. We're going to go into healers and I'll show you artifact, gear, and everything. If you don't need to see any of that stuff and you've gotten all you needed to perhaps help you push into S, thank you very much for stopping by. Here's a bit of a deeper dive for those that would like to see what was used. Okay. If I don't show the skills, that means they're maxed skilled. So the gear on Elowyn, this is a invigoration set. Okay. And normally I run Elowyn with more attack than HP. But because I want her to survive the slams, anything above 40,000 HP, she's going to make it to almost the very end of the timer, depending how much damage you've put out, right? Forget this crit damage and crit rate stuff like that. That's part of what happened building this set. But like HP main stat and defense and HP, that's all I was trying to do, okay? Rage regen is a nice thing to have, sure. But HP. That's the key. Okay. This attack bonus, it's not there because I was, I want attack. It's because it made an invigoration set and it's all I had for it with a little heal effect. And again, you notice I purposely pushed this set to get her that life force 25% bonus to her HP. Ferssi. In the skills of Ferssi, I think, yeah, I've got a couple uh, crystals into him, but not too many. And I just unleveled Bright Root Ring because it's a mythic artifact. It has nothing to do with what it's given him. I don't care about that bonus artifact skill. I just wanted the boom of 2200 HP. So he's in a tank set that I would normally stick on my Baron. And you see, he was at 34k and he lived that long. Okay. Did his job. He didn't heal more than anyone else whatsoever. But believe me, his damage reduction, if you don't have a Sadie, helps keep your people alive from that AoE splash. Okay? And I wish, this wasn't attack bonus, but I don't really have anything else to put on him that's HP. I've been very slack on my gear rate 2 for an endgame account. However, if you're fortunate enough to have a whole bunch of invigoration set and these heroes, you're going to kick the crap out of that. No question about it. Same thing with the Bright Root Ring here. It's nothing about it being a great artifact. It does what I need it to do there. So Vortex, essentially 40k HP. And this is my endgame Vortex. I run him in these stats, this gear, unchanged, everywhere he goes. I don't need to worry about this Vortex. And I really wish, this chest here, I have it because of the rage regen, attack speed, healing effect, but if it had HP, ooh, perfect. However, he's got enough other items with decent stats, obviously not this one, but, it helps. It helps. A flat HP on the neck, it's just something, okay, that had HP. That's all I was concerned about. The rage regen for him, obviously, is a nice thing to have. Okay, so Midan, I forget what she has here. So a flat golden scarab just to try to get this rage regen. Okay, it's pretty good to get an additional 25% rage regen on your healers. But you'll see, same thing, Midan, 41,000 HP, and your defense at 2k. That helps keep her alive. Slow intervals. Okay, it's not on purpose. I wish I could get that half, obviously, but I want to make sure they live, not just heal fast. And you're noticing like Midan is a healer in Immortal Warrior pieces because she gives her that defense and that HP, and that little change is what got me. As soon as I put this set on her, I got SS. And that might be all you need to do for your own account is to swap all of your gear so that your healers, including Hollow is wearing HP. This is what I normally run on my Oleg. This exact set. Okay? You might be like, wait, you have a complete fracture set on your Oleg. Look at these defensive stats and HP bonus. Even though it's you know, it's hard to argue against putting this on a tank. And if you don't know, that heal effect with Oleg affects the amount of the heal from the Norsewill artifact. And this is obviously going to help Hollow, that little bit of heal effect. Okay, of 43. And her artifact, same thing, just an unleveled Scarab. And the last one here, level 55 Nissandei. She's got a bit of a leveled Scarab. I think she's max skilled. Yeah, I've got her maxed out. But she's a strong epic for this. Her bounce heal goes way beyond anywhere. And I made sure I wanted her to live. Okay? Imperative. She's got over 40k HP. She needs to live. Same thing, that 25% bonus from the two piece of the life force could be the difference for you to get into that top 10% or whatever for the rank rewards as well. And you start every 2 weeks or whatever, they seem to be cycling the Codex bosses. After about 2 months, you're going to establish your own routine, your own heroes, but you'll already have the autos set up. So if I know that I can't get to the next level, like I can't, I'm not going to pick up another 200,000 points. I don't have to, if I don't want to anymore. My Immortal Codex for this session is done. I'm not going to be able to push into the SS Plus. I might. I forget. Yeah. See, it's pretty tantalizing, right? Only 8,000 points away. It's worth it for me to try to improve on that. But here, I'm not going to pick up 250,000 more damage. So we're done there. And then in a couple days' time, we're going to fight Boreas. Bad boy Boreas boss. I hope this guide, if you will, is helpful for you. That's just the way that I do this for easy S clear. And finally, I've hit SS. I'm going to upload a free-to-play version and see if I can push, maybe A, if I'm lucky, on the free-to-play account. This was New Name playing my favorite game, Watcher of Realms. Take care, everyone.